Starship looks massive. But mechanically, it still holds a giant hollow tube. The spacecraft stands 50 meters tall with a diameter of 9 meters. Yet its steel skin's so thin, it shares a surprising mechanical profile with a standard soda can. A standard soda can's diameter's 660 times its wall thickness. Starship's ratio's 2,250 times. Relative to its scale, Starship's hull's 3.4 times more slender. Which, honestly, sounds kind of ridiculous when said out loud. Without internal pressure, wind and gravity will cause the empty structure to collapse instantly. Welding a 28.27 meter seam on these floppy rings requires sub-millimeter precision in an outdoor environment. To survive, the laser head must navigate a path where a single millimeter of deviation means structural failure. This is how engineers tamed floppy steel. To understand why laser welding's so critical for Starship, consider how aerospace tanks were historically built. According to NASA Space Shuttle archives, the giant external tank relied on traditional arc welding, which generated massive, prolonged heat. But arc welding's slow. It creates a wide heat-affected zone, and it warps thin metal sheets. For Starship, SpaceX engineers discarded that approach. Based on published SpaceX design specs, they replaced arc welding with an automated fiber laser system. The objective goes beyond simply joining metal. It's about fusing the crystal structures together, exactly like a surgical light, slicing and sealing the seam in milliseconds. In metallurgy, weld strength depends on two factors: the width of the heat-affected zone and the depth of penetration. According to welding engineering papers, traditional welding creates a wide thermal footprint, which weakens the surrounding steel. Normally, this thermal footprint causes the 4mm steel sheet to buckles. But under laser welding, the energy is so concentrated that the metal melts only at the joint interface. To achieve this, the robot utilizes a mechanism called Keyhole mode. In Keyhole mode, the laser heats the steel at an extreme energy density. Instead of melting the surface, the 6 kilowatt laser vaporizes a tunnel straight through the 4mm plate. The pressure of the vaporized metal keeps this tunnel open. As the robot moves forward at 3 meters per minute, the liquid metal flows around the sides of the tunnel and solidifies instantly behind it. Analyzing the physics, a traditional arc weld requires multiple passes and leaves a heat-affected zone several millimeters wide. But the fiber laser completes the weld in a single pass with a zone of less than 0.5 millimeters. Actually, closer to 0.4 on the latest operational logs. That's a 10-fold reduction in thermal footprint. It means the structural integrity of the steel's preserved, saving hours of grinding and post-weld treatment. If this level of technical detail is what's missing from the daily feed, subscribing is a simple way to support the channel. The focus is always on going deep, where other sources stop. Keeping a 9-meter diameter cylinder perfectly circular is straightforward inside a closed factory. But at Starbase in South Texas, high winds averaging 25 to 40 kilometers per hour, though on rough days, field crews report gusts pushing well past that, exert massive lateral pressure on the exposed steel. With a wall thickness of only 4 millimeters, each ring behaves like a giant flexible sheet. The wind force easily warps the cylinder's shape, causing deviations of up to 50 millimeters from a perfect circle. Attempting to weld under these conditions is impossible. The solution's a massive, custom-built internal mandrel. This heavy steel fixture acts as a temporary internal skeleton. The machine's positioned inside the ring, utilizing 12 hydraulic actuators arranged in a radial pattern, like spokes on a wheel. As these actuators push outward, they distribute force evenly across the inner circumference. This uniform expansion forces the thin shell back into alignment, reducing structural warping to 0. However, expanding the ring requires extreme control. Per AISI material certifications, Starship's 304L stainless steel has a yield strength of 205 megapascals at room temperature. Exceeding this critical limit causes plastic deformation, stretching the steel permanently and ruining the vehicle's diameter. Therefore, the system's proportional hydraulic valves adjust pressure in real time. The goal is to keep structural stress below 100 megapascals, staying safely within the elastic range. This stress limitation requires a continuous feedback loop. Pressure transducers on each hydraulic line monitor resistance at 50 hertz. If a sudden gust of wind pushes the steel shell inward, the controller detects the increased pressure. The system immediately adjusts the proportional valves to vent fluid, keeping force balanced. This active mechanical support stabilizes the joint gap, holding the seam tolerance to less than 0.5 millimeters. Stabilizing the physical shapes only half the battle. Once the seam's locked, the laser ignites. Now, the metal faces a completely different structural threat. As energy floods the joint at 1,450 degrees Celsius, local thermal expansion threatens to buckle the thin steel. To survive this thermal war, the mandrel must transform from a mechanical skeleton into a thermodynamic shield. Laser welding concentrates massive energy into a tiny spot. But this focus creates a sharp temperature gradient. Stainless steel has relatively low thermal conductivity, meaning heat stays localized near the seam. As this localized zone expands at 1,450 degrees Celsius, it pushes against the cold steel around it. This expansion causes the thin 4mm sheet to buckles, ruining the weld's alignment. To defeat this, the internal mandrel's equipped with copper backing shoes. These copper blocks press directly against the backside of the seam. Copper's thermal conductivity is 25 times higher than stainless steel. It acts as an instant heat sink, sucking thermal energy away from the joint interface. Water channels inside the copper shoes continuously circulate coolant, preventing the steel from ever reaching its buckling threshold. Yet, cooling the metal is only part of the solution. The robot must still guide the laser along the seam with perfect accuracy. Even with the mandrel locked, micro vibrations and minor ring imperfections cause the joint line to drift. A path deviation of just 0.1 millimeters is enough to miss the keyhole tunnel, resulting in a weak weld. At 3 meters per minute, manual corrections impossible. To maintain alignment, the robot utilizes a laser triangulation sensor mounted ahead of the welding head. Based on published sensor specifications, this unit's projecting a laser line across the seam, scanning the geometry at 100 hertz. That's 100 readings per second, which, honestly, is faster than most industrial weld trackers even attempt. The vision controller's calculating the exact position of the joint and instantly adjusts the robotic arm. This closed-loop tracking corrects path drift in real time, maintaining the sub-millimeter target. The honest caveat: This entire calibration process has been optimized specifically for 4mm 304L stainless steel rings. Whether the same system scales to thicker plates or different alloy grades for the super heavy thrust section hasn't been publicly confirmed by SpaceX. Analyzing the complete process reveals how these subsystems reinforce each other. The mandrel's mechanical alignment enables the laser triangulation sensor to track the joint. This precise tracking allows the laser to weld exactly at the joint interface. Melting only this narrow interface limits the heat-affected zone. By keeping the thermal footprint small, the steel avoids buckling, maintaining the perfect circular shape achieved by the mandrel. Now, industry experts often ask why SpaceX doesn't utilize friction stir welding, the method NASA relies on for the Space Launch System. Friction stir welding works beautifully on aluminum lithium tanks, but steel's far harder. A mechanical pin rotating at high force against steel generates extreme friction, but the mechanical stress destroys the tool. Laser welding solves this by fusing the steel without physical contact, eliminating tool wear completely. There's another common criticism. Why not simply move the entire operation indoors? Eliminate wind, control temperature, solve every alignment problem in a climate-controlled factory. The answer's surprisingly practical. A fully enclosed facility large enough to stack and weld 9-meter diameter rings would cost hundreds of millions to build. And it'd create a bottleneck because only one vehicle could occupy the building at a time. SpaceX's outdoor approach trades environmental control for parallel production. Multiple vehicles being assembled simultaneously. That trade-off is the entire point. So, back to the beer can paradox. Starship structure's just as slender, but the combination of internal pressure, mechanical mandrel alignment, and contact-free laser welding tames the floppy steel. The material choice isn't just about weight, it's about manufacturing speed. That's not a rocket. That's a production line, with engines attached. But here's the question that keeps production engineers up at night. If this welding system's already running at 3 meters per minute, what's the actual bottleneck preventing one Starship every 72 hours? Drop your analysis below. Subscribing is a great way to join this space engineering journey. Subscribe to The Cosmic Rush.